Ukraine let Russia's Shadow Fleet tankers reach open waters. Then 3 ships became Infernos.
December 10, 2025, the Black Sea. A massive oil tanker races toward the Russian port of Novorossiysk. The Dashan, its automatic identification system, is switched off. The crew thinks they're invisible. They're wrong. Ukrainian sea baby drones have been tracking them for hours. In minutes, the ship will be engulfed in flames. And this isn't the first. It's the 3rd Russian Shadow Fleet tanker to burn in just 2 weeks. Let's go back to where this started. November 28, 2025. Late afternoon, same waters, 2 massive oil tankers cut through the waves, the Kairos and the Virat, both empty, heading toward Novorossiysk to load Russian oil. The crews think they're safe. They're 28 nautical miles off Turkey's coast, international waters. But what they don't see are the 2 sea baby drones racing toward them through the waves. In less than an hour, both ships will be on fire. This isn't just another naval strike. This is Ukraine opening a new front in the war, not against warships, but against Russia's money machine. For almost 3 years, Russia has been moving billions of dollars in oil using what experts call a shadow fleet. Over 600 aging tankers, flying flags of convenience. Gambia, Comoros, Liberia. Their real owners are hidden behind shell companies in places like Hong Kong and the Seychelles. Their insurance is questionable. Western banks won't touch them, but they work. And they keep Russia's war machine funded. Why does this matter? Every barrel of oil Russia sells means money for missiles. Money for artillery, money for the invasion. Western countries tried to stop it. They capped Russian oil at $60 per barrel. They sanctioned shipping companies. They banned Russian crude from European ports, but Russia adapted. They built this ghost fleet, moving oil to India, China, Turkey, buyers who don't ask questions. The money flows, the war continues. Ukraine watched this happening for months. They tracked the routes. They knew which tankers carried Russian oil. They knew the ships were vulnerable in open water, but attacking civilian vessels is risky. International law is murky. Turkey wouldn't like it. The world might condemn it. But Ukraine's security service made a calculation. These ships fund the missiles hitting Ukrainian cities. If stopping the oil revenue could save lives, the risk was worth it. So they prepared the Sea Baby. The Sea Baby is Ukraine's deadliest naval weapon. 18 feet long, painted gray to blend with the sea. It carries 450 pounds of explosives. It can hit 50 miles per hour. A camera feeds live video to operators sitting in a secure bunker somewhere in Ukraine. They control it like a video game, except the explosions are real and the targets burn. Ukraine built these drones from scratch. They didn't have a traditional navy. Russian warships controlled the Black Sea, so Ukraine got creative. The Sea Baby has already sunk Russian naval vessels, damaged bridges, hit port facilities. Now they're using it against the Shadow Fleet. The plan is simple. Let the tankers sail away from Russian protection. Let them feel safe in international waters, then strike fast. 3 targets, 3 attacks. Send a message that nowhere is safe. November 28th, around 3 p.m. The Kairos is sailing from Egypt toward Russia. It's a monster, 274 meters long, 149,000 tons, built in 2002, flying a Gambian flag, but the EU sanctioned it back in July. The UK followed. Everyone knows what this ship does. It moves Russian oil. Last time it docked, it was in India. Each voyage brings Russia tens of millions of dollars. The ship is empty now, heading to Novorossiysk to load up. All 25 crew members are on board. They have no idea what's coming. The Sea Baby drone has been tracking them for hours. The operators in Ukraine know the ship's exact position. Its speed, its heading. They wait for the perfect moment. The drone accelerates. The camera shows the massive hull getting closer, then impact. The explosion rips through the stern, fire erupts, thick black smoke pours into the sky. The crew panics, flames spread across the deck, the ship staggers. Within minutes, Turkish rescue teams get the distress call. The fire is massive. All 25 crew members abandon ship. They climb down into lifeboats in the cold sea. Turkish Coast Guard vessels race to help. But Ukraine isn't finished. 35 nautical miles to the east, the Virat is on the same route. Smaller tanker, built in 2018. It's been sanctioned by the US, the EU, the UK, and Canada. This ship has sailed under 5 different flags. Classic Shadow Fleet tactics. Change flags, change names, keep moving Russian oil. The second Sea Baby finds it quickly. The operators don't hesitate. 1 tanker burning. Why not 2? The drone races toward the Virat. This time the crew sees it coming. There's already smoke from the Kairos on the horizon. They know something is wrong. They try to turn the ship. Too slow. The explosion hits near the engine room. Fire breaks out. Heavy smoke fills the area, but this hit isn't as severe. The 20 crew members stay on board. The ship is damaged but stable. Turkey is shocked. Both attacks happened in their exclusive economic zone. They summon the Ukrainian ambassador. They summon the Russian ambassador. They complain about maritime safety, about international law, about environmental risk. The Turkish Transport Ministry confirms what happened: external impacts, explosions, fires, but they don't say who did it. Ukraine stays quiet at first. Then the next day an SBU source confirms it. Sea Baby drones, joint operation with the Ukrainian Navy, 2 sanctioned tankers, both disabled, both part of Russia's Shadow Fleet. Mission accomplished. But here's where it gets strange. The morning of November 29th, the Virat gets hit again. Another Sea Baby attack. Minor damage to the starboard side, above the waterline, no fire this time. The crew is fine, but the message is clear: Ukraine isn't done hunting. And there's more. That same morning, another attack hits the Caspian Pipeline Consortium terminal in Novorossiysk. A Sea Baby drone strikes the mooring point. The terminal handles oil from Kazakhstan through Russia. Kazakhstan protests. They call it an act of aggression against civilian infrastructure. Ukraine denies involvement in that one, but the timing is suspicious. Russia is furious. Vladimir Putin goes on television. He calls it piracy. He threatens to restrict Ukraine's access to the Black Sea. He demands international condemnation. But what can he do? His navy can't protect every tanker crossing the Black Sea. The Shadow Fleet is suddenly looking very vulnerable. Insurance companies panic overnight. Premiums for Russian Shadow Fleet tankers triple. Ship owners start asking questions. Is this worth it? Crew members demand higher pay. Some refuse to board. Russian oil exports were already at a years-long low in November. Now they drop even further. The Kairos becomes a disaster. After the attack, Turkish tugboats try to help. They fight the fire for hours. Eventually, they get it under control. A Turkish tug named Timur Bey takes the damaged ship in tow on December 3rd. They're heading somewhere safe, but then something goes wrong. The tug releases the Kairos about 6 nautical miles off Bulgaria's coast. The ship drifts. It can't steer. It can't control itself. December 5th, it washes up near the Bulgarian port of Otopol. Less than 1 mile from shore. Bulgaria scrambles to respond. The ship has no power, no heating, it's winter. 10 crew members are still on board, the master and officers already left. Bulgarian Navy helicopters airlift food, water, and communications equipment. They evacuate some crew. 3 remain. The ship sits there, dead in the water, waves pushing it closer to shore. Bulgaria demands answers. Why was this damaged tanker brought into their waters? Who's responsible? The Chinese owners are contacted. Everyone points fingers. Meanwhile, the Virat is still floating. Damaged but operational, Turkish authorities confirm it sustained 2 hits, both from unmanned surface vehicles. Minor damage, the crew is safe, but the ship can't make it to Novorossiysk. It's stuck waiting near Turkey. Then comes December 10th, 2025. Ukraine strikes a 3rd time. The Dashan, another massive tanker, Comoros flag, built in 2005. Worth about $30 million, typically carries $60 million worth of oil per voyage. This ship has been sanctioned by everyone. EU, UK, Canada, Australia, Switzerland, for transporting Russian oil, for sailing with identification systems turned off, high-risk shipping practices. The Dashan is racing toward Novorossiysk at full speed. It's inside Ukraine's exclusive economic zone now. Big mistake, its automatic identification system is off. They think that makes them invisible. It doesn't. Ukrainian SBU has been tracking them. 2 Sea Baby drones are already in position. The drones attack from behind. They target the stern. Multiple explosions rip through the ship. Fire erupts in the engine compartment. The damage is critical. Ukrainian sources say the ship is completely disabled, put out of service. The SBU releases video footage immediately, clear images, massive blasts. Another Shadow Fleet tanker destroyed. That's 3 tankers in 2 weeks. Kairos, Virat, Dashan, 3 different attacks, 3 different outcomes, but one clear message. Ukraine is hunting the Shadow Fleet. Former SBU officer Ivan Stupak explains the strategy. They're trying to scare ship owners away from Russian ports, make it too risky, too expensive, too dangerous. And it's working. Every attack makes the next voyage less likely. Every burning tanker makes captains think twice. The environmental risk is real. The Kairos is now stranded off Bulgaria. If it breaks apart, oil could spill. The Black Sea ecosystem could be damaged for years. Bulgarian and Romanian fishing industries could be destroyed. Beaches could be ruined, and guess who gets blamed? Russia, their Shadow Fleet, their illegal oil trade. Their poorly maintained tankers that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Putin threatens retaliation, but his options are limited. He can increase naval patrols, but the Black Sea is massive. He can threaten Ukraine's maritime access, but Ukraine doesn't have much to lose there anyway. He complains about international law, but he's using a Shadow Fleet to evade sanctions. He's trapped. The attacks continue into December. Ukraine hits oil refineries on land. They strike drilling platforms in the Caspian Sea. They damage pipelines. They attack infrastructure hundreds of miles from the front. November 2025 saw the highest number of energy strikes in the entire war, and it's only escalating. Western countries watch carefully, publicly they stay neutral, but privately many are pleased. The sanctions weren't working well enough. Russia was still making billions. Now Ukraine is enforcing what Western navies couldn't or wouldn't do. Small drones, big impact, no international incident. The 3 tankers tell the complete story. The Kairos is essentially a total loss, stranded off Bulgaria, dead in the water. The Virat took 2 hits and survived but can't complete its mission. The Dashan is disabled and out of service. 3 different outcomes, but all 3 sent the same message. The Shadow Fleet is not safe. The Black Sea is not Russia's private lake. Ukraine has long-range capabilities and they're not afraid to use them. Every tanker that tries to load Russian oil is now a target. Every voyage is a gamble. Every captain has to decide if the money is worth the risk. Ukraine's security service promises more attacks are coming. They call it reducing petrodollar revenues to the Russian budget. They say the Shadow Fleet helps the Kremlin circumvent international sanctions, and they're not stopping until Russia stops. The war has changed. It's not just about tanks and artillery anymore. It's about cutting off Russia's money supply, about disrupting supply chains, about making the war too expensive to continue. Every burning tanker is one less source of funding. Every disabled ship is billions of dollars Russia can't spend on weapons. Russia can't protect every tanker. Ukraine has proven their drones work at long range. The Shadow Fleet is shrinking. Insurance costs are skyrocketing. Crews are refusing to sail. The business model is breaking down. Ship owners are reconsidering their contracts. Some tankers sit in port for weeks, unable to find workers willing to board. This is the new reality of modern warfare. Ukraine fights on land, in the air, and now far out at sea. 3 tankers became Infernos. More will follow. The message is clear. If you help Russia move oil, you're a target. If you sail under a fake flag, you're still a target. If you think international waters will protect you, think again. The Shadow Fleet is burning, and Ukraine is just getting started. What do you think? Should Ukraine continue attacking these tankers? Or does this cross a line? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more stories about how warfare is changing, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This war is far from over. Untold.